Dear friends, hello. I wish you all a good day, a good week, and a profitable week. Let me warn you right away, today is Monday, and it's a very difficult, very volatile day, so please be very careful. Now I would like to conduct a trading session together with you. I will be trading myself and doing the analysis. You will see my trading strategies and tricks, and maybe you'll pick up something useful for yourself. It will be very beneficial for you. That's why I recommend you do this. Look, I basically have just a trading strategy that works for ages. You can watch my videos from 5 to 6 years ago. I've always traded using it. This shows that it has worked and will continue to work. I have an explanation and proof for this. Look, on average, each level gives 3 pullbacks. When at each level, highs are fixed, or lows if it's, for example, a lower level. Then the first 3 touches are pullbacks and the 4th is a breakout. In most cases, there can even be a 5th breakout touch. But to be absolutely sure whether the breakout will happen on the 4th or 5th touch, I also use confirming factors. 1, 2, 3, the 4th touch is the breakout. You can track this chronology. 1, 2, 3, the 4th touch is the breakout. To be absolutely sure whether there will be a breakout or not, I also use our bot on Telegram. I request the currency pair, select the time frame, and the bot gives me its indicators. They are very simple. I'm used to explaining things in simple terms, and I also try to make the bot as simple as possible so that it would be convenient and helpful for each of you and easy to understand. So look, the currency pair is Euro Swiss franc, timeframe M1. That's it, I'm waiting. Just 7 seconds and it will give you your analysis. Here is the currency pair, Euro Swiss franc. Here, I would like to open a trade upwards. Here is our level right here. I think, do you see how many times this level has been touched? Once, twice, 3 times, then a pullback. The 4th touch, if it happens, I believe there will be a breakout. But to see whether it will happen or not, whether there will be a breakout or not, I switch to the bot. What do I see according to the bot? I see the future movement of the chart shows a slight pullback and then further growth. Okay, let's take that into account. First confirmation, there will be a breakout. Second confirmation, the majority is up, the minority is down. We follow the majority, 58%. Second signal is for a decline. As for the volumes, there's green, red, green, red. I don't see a signal yet. And here, when the chart moves from oversold to overbought, from overbought to oversold, from oversold back to overbought, and now, in theory, it's heading down. But maybe just like here, there's a downward correction and only then it doesn't hold. Right now, in theory, this is a signal down. I don't count this one. This is a signal down, this is a signal up, and this is a signal up. And here, a very wide histogram indicates that there is a strong level here. And when the chart hits this strong level for the first, second, or third time, it usually results in a pullback. Movement upward, correction, strong level, that's a pullback. This is another indicator that there will be a breakout. For some reason, everything lagged. The platform lagged. So we open a trade upward. So this white level, just like in the previous 3 touches, won't cause a pullback now, but will result in a breakout. Plus, the price lows are still rising. There. And I believe there will be a breakout here. But let's see. See this tab? Check it. When you have 20 minutes left before the news, and for us, the news has just come out. How long ago? 3 minutes ago, if I'm not mistaken. Here they are. This means the market will be volatile. What does volatile mean? It means that if you predicted an upward movement, it will go up, but not right away. There will be a prolonged correction, and after 7 to 10 minutes it will go up. Or it might completely reverse and go down. Now, if there were no news and we're trading regular currency pairs, right? Regular currency pairs like the euro to the Swiss franc. But you know what's happening in the world right now, unfortunately. And because of that, we get news, which leads to volatility and everything becomes unstable. That can happen. And if suddenly a currency pair shows such volatility, shows that it's not possible to trade right now, and even though we made the right prediction, the result is negative, then it's better to switch to another currency pair. And I use insurance. I multiply $100 by 2.5. But if today there are such difficult currency pairs, I will show how I get out of such complicated trades. How do you end up in profit over the long run? Right now we have 1 minute and 10 seconds left. If the chart is above the point where we made our prediction in a minute, we'll take the profit and net $82. Let's follow this trade and see how it closes. Of course, there is also graphical analysis and downward trends. For example, here we have 1 touch, a pullback, 2 touches, a pullback, 3 touches, then 4 touches, a breakout of the level, and it holds. Watch this pattern. It's a very strong pattern, but confirmation is absolutely necessary. So I use such strong indicators as the delta, and we just sit and wait. Overbought, oversold, and I look at the future, the movement of the chart. I analyze the volumes based on the delta. Horizontal and vertical indicators are very strong tools that can help you filter out what you don't need, avoid wrong decisions, and come out ahead. We have 12 seconds left, so let's monitor the trade. If it closes in profit, that would be excellent, just great. Let's work through this currency pair together. A clean, solid profit. There's a profit. The trade closes in the green. The breakout is happening. The breakout has occurred. Let me check if I have the recording. I always try, when I trade, to record my screen and think out loud, because many people ask how I trade. It's useful for me to explain the details, and it keeps things from getting boring, constantly repeating everything. And I know that I'm not just trading by myself. Basically, I also provide explanations, and it's very useful for you because you gain from my experience. Next currency pair. Here it is. I want to open a position downwards here. But most likely, the perfect moment to open a downward position has already passed. Yes, I'm right. Look. 1. Touch pullback. 2, 3, 4. On the 5th touch, it's already breaking through. I'm not making it in time. The perfect entry point. There it was, right before the level, just before the level. And you see the breakout has already started. What is the bot telling me here, saying? The bot says we have a signal to go down. Here there's a signal down. Here the volumes are weak, narrow histograms, a wide histogram higher than a narrow histogram. So there is a level, but it's weak on the chart. It will break through it on the first try. For example, you see here a narrow histogram broke through whether in one direction or the other without any problem. Here there's still a signal to go down, but here again things are unclear. So how many do we have in total? 4 signals for a decline indicating there will be a breakout. But I don't have time to jump into this breakout, although right now we're seeing a correction, and in theory I could enter short, but there's no point anymore because I wanted to open before the level. Another new currency pair. Same thing in a volatile market. It's better to look for something with a breakout. Also, mark levels based on previous stops and see whether they get broken or not. That's basically how I work. A lot of people have been asking about this. So now I'm answering your question and doing a live stream as well, so you can gain experience, get advice and profit, all for free. Set it up for yourself, trade, learn. Here's its name, trade and learn with it calmly, without rushing. You can close with a small profit there. Look, here's a level, you see, and these are the moments that define this level for us. First a pause, second pause, now the third. Pause in the chart. Usually the third touch is a pullback, not a breakout, so of course you could request a currency pair. But here we have a slightly different situation. Right now, the goal is to enter specifically on the breakout. Sometimes it happens like now that I scroll through all the currency pairs, and here comes a breakout. Remember we just looked at this together? Sometimes it happens that you scroll through all the currency pairs and realize there are no opportunities at all. That means you just need to take a little break, a pause. 10 to 20 minutes. Everything will change again in the market, and you can find the same kinds of opportunities as in the first trade. I don't open trades with less than a 70% probability. There's no point in that. The profit percentage is very small, but a lot of effort is spent. Team, look, I took a break because there were no suitable currency pairs, and now we will continue our trading session together. I recommend you do exactly the same. If you see there are no currency pairs, if you see that now is not the right time for trading sessions, maybe because of the news, maybe you're not in the right state for trading sessions, so you take a break. Let's start now with the Swiss franc Japanese yen pair. For this currency pair, I would open a trade for an increase, but before doing that, we need to double check everything. I requested an analysis and breakdown from the bot. I'm setting the level here. I would enter on the breakout of this level, but that's not needed here. You know, there are days when the chart doesn't react quickly to news, and overall there aren't such strong movements. Look, up, down, down. You could say it's going down, but the bot doesn't give confirmation. I wanted to open an upward trade here on the breakout of this level because this level is holding 3 highs. But it says it's not an option, so when this happens I don't enter, and that's the right thing to do. Because even if the price goes up now, it might only last for 1 minute, while my trade time is 3 minutes, the expiration time, the trade duration. So let's keep watching and see what else we can work out and take from the market. If we succeed, that'll be great. I'm choosing a currency pair and also looking for others. If you pay attention, you'll notice that every currency pair is showing strong movements both up and down. This means that today is extremely volatile. For example, with the Euro-British pound, I would open a trade upwards, but it's important to double check myself on the 1 minute time frame. On a day like this, you should minimize the number of trading sessions and trades. For example, if you usually open 10 trades a day, today open just 3 to 5 trades, and so on. For instance, I did a live stream on Friday, and there were streams all last week. Yes, the signal is up, so I entered an upward trade. There were streams all last week, but today I'm going to skip it because the market is extremely difficult, and that means you just need to sit it out. That would be the right thing to do. 1, 2, 3. A slight pullback, 4 touches. I'm waiting to see if there will be a breakout. There's a strong approach to this level, but it's essential to check whether the breakout will happen or not. I requested this currency pair on the bot, and here's what we see. This indicator shows an upward movement. This indicator shows an increase in volume horizontally. You see, the higher the chart goes, the higher the histogram. So accordingly, the resistance is practically minimal. Here, there is a level, and there is some kind of histogram, although compared to the one below, it's a weak level. 1, 2, 3 pullbacks. The 4th touch, I expect a breakout. There are already 3 confirmations. Here, there's a signal that the chart won't go up, a staircase of green candles upward, which means a stop for the uptrend. But this indicator is affected by news, so if you look at all the other 4 indicators here, there hasn't been a crossover. If there had been a similar crossover, then that would be a signal, but here there still isn't a crossover. Out of the 5 indicators, we can go up. 4 are signaling upward for an increase. So first we spotted our pattern, and then we double checked ourselves and entered. The timer shows 1 minute and 27 seconds left. Even here, there's a breakout, and the chart is trying to return to the zone where it was before the level. Let's watch. That's why today is so nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking with strong impulses. You predict a breakout, and a breakout might happen, but just barely, and then the chart could pull back. So be careful during moments like these. Thank you very much for your feedback. According to the forecast, we traded well. Thank you very much. But when the day is volatile and tense, I try to minimize trading altogether. And you too, please take this advice. The market isn't always suitable for trading sessions. If trading is going badly for you, just take a break. Because there are days when everything goes perfectly, the money comes easily, and profit just falls into your hands. And sometimes when things get tough, you just need to take a break, and that's my advice to you during such difficult times. In a volatile market, it's best to enter trades on breakouts of levels. Look for a pattern with 3 touches or another pattern, and enter for profit. On the breakout at $76, I'm adding more here. It's going great. Of course, we'll see how it goes. 2 trades would be too few for a video for giving advice. But in principle, I think there's enough advice here. Because back in the day, I dreamed that someone would give me advice like this. But I didn't have that opportunity. British pound, Canadian dollar. I'll take a look at this currency pair. I would open a short position there. Well, let's take a peek now. More restrictions, British pound, Canadian dollar. These various issues are significantly affecting how Telegram works and functions overall, almost as if every single thing is being done intentionally to make daily life much less comfortable for ordinary people than it really should be. Within this situation, there are actually 2 distinct levels to consider, Level 1 and Level 2. British pound, Canadian dollar, signal up, signal down, signal down. But it's weak. 2 to 1 isn't an option. I wanted to open a short position, but again, in a market like this, it's better to watch for a breakout before entering a trade. Let's look at more currency pairs, more trades. So don't rush. The market won't close tomorrow. Trading isn't going anywhere. The pattern works and will keep working. Rushing always gets in the way. It really does a lot of harm. Look, I've more or less found a currency pair, US dollar, Swiss franc. Let's request it on the bot, timeframe M1. Let me mark the level so it's visually clear for you. This level right here. I would enter a buy position on the breakout. There was a long downward channel, an accelerated trend. Here it is, you see the trend consolidation waiting for a reversal. Like this, more precisely, parallel levels. I would have entered a buy position, but I'm looking for confirmation. And according to the confirmation, everything indicates, imagine, 4 indicators that it will go down. And it is going down. But I would have entered a buy position, you see. And in fact, it turns out that if I had just listened to myself, I would have made a mistake. That's why the bot can also give hints and warnings about actions like these, which, well, maybe you're already tired. Team, I don't see any more suitable opportunities. Let's wrap it up here. Thank you very much for your feedback. Thank you so much for leaving comments and asking questions. I'm glad to give advice, glad to be helpful. Take care of yourselves and may you have profits. And here's the most important piece of advice to end with. If your strategy works, say 4 days out of 5, if it doesn't work one day, that doesn't mean you need to change your strategy. It just means it was a volatile, difficult day, and that's normal, that's natural. So let's wish ourselves profits and good luck. Be careful this week. Hugs to everyone. Stay in touch. Goodbye to all. You can find links to the bot and other resources either in the video description or in the profile header. Goodbye, everyone.